they want to change that tune. And look, this isn't done for either team. A loss here for FURIA or NiP would mean they go down to the 2-2 column and have one more opportunity tomorrow to try and qualify for the top 8. But we do need to see a bit more fight out of FURIA, as Devil Walk was mentioning right there. I think a pistol round would be perfect to get himself off in Star, right? Just to know that they can be competitive in this one. And we are getting Inferno underway. NiP.
I mean, 16-2, Chad. A pistol would essentially put you on par with your whole haul of that first map. We do see a T start, though, for NiP. FURIA have the advantage of being on the defense. Let's see if it feels like one here in the pistol. Yuri looking for mid-answers. Brolin is going to fire off a warning shot, or maybe even more than that. He's actually ready to contest.
Yeah, one of the keys we had with NiP against Cloud9 was how reserved in some of these defaults they could be, but this is not reserved at all from Hampus, and I'm not talking about the red reserves. He's made his way up over towards the arch side without being detected whatsoever. 3 towards B. The nades on towards the half wall could do huge damage here. They have to be very careful, NiP.
Hampus is already Speedway, and no one knows. Dude, they're just going to wait. They're just going to wait for Hampus to get the creepy crawlies. That nade that KSCERATO's been holding finally releases it. Here comes the fight. Hampus is coming in to seal the deal. Oh, no. Oh, no. KSCERATO! Oh, dear. Okay. Prescription fails from Hampus there. That is a bit of an oopsie, but bomb to be planted and round plays on. A bit of a unique approach. Dude, Plopski's got a smoke.
So does Art. So smoke and a flash for both of them here. Towards CT is perfect. That is going to channel. This is... Oh, no. Art's just smoked off towards Ruins.
They've helped him.
Yeah, so that's 20 seconds. Both choke points are closed on through. Art's going to have to push through one of these here. Kit is on Yuri. They can get into this one right now, FURIA.
Yeah, they can. It's going to come down to a fight. Plopski still has a flash, though, if he wants to deploy it. First fight. Forces them off, confirms it's a fake. This is the duel that Yuri's looking for. He's in the blind spot, doesn't spot out S-Attack and Art. 2 to find. Plopski's good for it. NiP will take another pistol.
Yeah, look, a nightmare there for Hampus, indeed, because you can see how calm he was on that rotation around the back line here. But his teammates, they took care of business. Brolin with the opener on to drop safe, gets one of his own. KSCERATO, I think, gets 2 during all of this. And KSCERATO did not believe that the shots were coming behind him. There were multiple opportunities right there. And we speak about how difficult it is shooting players in the back right there, but that is a completely different kettle of fish. You don't see it often go down in that fashion. What could have been 3 kills for Hampus ended up being absolutely nothing, but a round confirmed by NiP, and we spoke about needing a pistol. Well, FURIA, they're going to need to force by here if they want something early, pushing on down. Oh, and that one is already done. S-Attack gets 2.
Oh, drop! Decided not drop, deletes 3 with the Desert Eagle, and still he's got a mammoth task ahead of him for KSCERATO. Drop has handed them something, but KSCERATO, he hasn't even known yet that the bomb is being planted as far away as humanly possible from KSCERATO's current position.
Oh, that was nice from Drop. At least some fight from him, right? Individually speaking, that was beautiful stuff right there. The Deagle, the $700 hand cannon, that was remarkable stuff. But is KSCERATO even going to consider this, or do you just want to pick up a rifle and walk away with it?
That was the question that that frag has answered.
Yeah, and he's going to try and get on out of here. Doesn't even want the scout, wants the MP9 instead. And well, it seemed interesting for a moment there, didn't it?
Yeah, saved by S-Attack as well.
He had a handy round, right? That stack that they had on T-stairs, 2 of them were actually ready for that type of mid-push. So that was perfect. They were out of the blind spot, or they were in the blind spot, sorry, of the scout, but they were perfectly able to deal with the aggressive maneuver. First one's nice.
Oh, the second is filthy, and this one's just as disgusting. Finds the head of Hampus as well, just in case he hadn't been met that KSCERATO scout. So you get that 2-0. We will see FURIA humbled in this one.
Stylish there, and Art actually is buying in here, Alex. He's bought a scout. The rest of his team are making some light investments, but Art has essentially gone all in. So he needs to get something out of this. I think he's just trying to get his engine going.
Oh, they are very rigid, aren't they, the ninjas? And that's a big opener from S-Attack, the only real threat from FURIA. I say that, KSCERATO, he saved the MP9 for a reason and demonstrates it as such. He's actually trapped. The smoke will keep him alive, but they know he's trapped. He cannot retreat. The flame's still up. Now, will they force this fight? They can boost res up on the half wall. That will enable them to... Oh, drop confirms presence. So he's doing his best to bodyguard KSCERATO's armored SMG. Is their best bet of holding on to Banana. And KSCERATO does meet Hampus's SMG. So NiP threat relieved. Quick smoke to CT, so Safe has nothing to celebrate.
Yuri's still up here towards the balcony, right? And this is a position where Yuri can get some good damage done. So if they're not careful, the low HP of Rez, problematic. Hampus is starting to lead the charge here up and through the apartment's position. And Yuri's actually coming to greet them.
The welcoming party. Presents his bottom.
Well, that's a good little prize to get on the way on in. Another kill found. The last man is safe with the scout in hand. Denied by the smoke and should be denied the round. 30 seconds remaining here. Bomb to get planted any moment. And Esatags looks sharp. Ready's hit a couple of tidy shots. I was talking about him not being a necessary component because it wasn't the traditional T side of Nuke that he had to deal with as that rotating AWP player. But here in the early stages, 5 kills for him. We know that everybody was impressed in the 16-4 victory they had over Vitality and overpassing the AWP on the opening day. That CT side, big green, was something to watch.
Yeah, but I think what's more important and something that's easy to kind of forget, that not only are we maybe critical of the AWP or in Esatag's hands, but he's a rifler through and through. And on Inferno T side, you know, you just get another player who's ready to rock and roll with that AK-47 in a very proficient capacity.
Yeah, that's a good conversation to have, right? If you have somebody that on an AWP's map like Overpass can be proficient, but then you have somebody that's more than happy to work without it on a map like Inferno, it makes you flexible, right? Because we speak about how difficult it is to wield an AWP on the T side of Inferno unless your name is simple, Zywoo, right? You have to be one of the absolute elites. Here's the little bop and shot from Esatag. Beautiful stuff. Ard is having a very rough go of things here. Starting the game 0-3 down. He force ball into that one again and now is operating with an MP9. So would love to get their in-game leader who lives and dies by this very, very aggressive style on the board early here.
Looks for info early. 3-man lean towards the B site. And if they don't find any answers immediately, Chad, you can see that the ninjas are swift to try and set something up. Now the smokes will fade. Deep nade from Safe achieves nothing, and they're already in apartments. The smoke will cancel their plans, surely. Oh, going through it! Off the flash is good! Oh. Yuri completely flattened. He didn't get a chance, and now the smoke's already up. That
save.
Is such an A execute. What options did you actually have? They threw out the smoke. The flash arrives as they disrespect it. And then it's just GG.
This is something that NiP have clearly done in a lot of their matches, right, is the homework of their opponents here. Because to be going for that is like a first-round call, unless your name's Alexi B. He loves that one in Inferno here early on in the stages. NiP have clearly done their homework on how their opponent wants to approach a lot of these situations. All they needed was the tells of the utility and Banana to identify it was a 3-man B hold, and then they had conviction with that, right? Hampus had the troops already waltzing their way on through. And the fact that you're going for a round like that tells me that you have clear indication that it's a counter strat, or you're trying to play on tendencies that they have early. Because if you're doing a 3-man halls pop with as much utility as you have, traditionally I would say that's a bad idea, right? Because you're not, conditioning the map, you're not playing out the round, you're not letting the round mature. You're just playing straight on in with something that is very risky when you don't have to be. And this time round, because it's so direct, it tells me it has to be a counterplay to FURIA right here. And starting down in the dumps again, FURIA 4-0, miserable looking right now, but the saves facilitate another buy. So holding on to their goodies, making sure they can be threatening into round number 5, but this tune needs to change. We need to see Yuri and Art finding some traction on that scoreboard right here.
Yeah, NiP have got you studied. That was a horrible death for Yuri to stomach. You don't really get much say in the matter. Cool to see the ninjas back to their very well structured and thought out ways.
This might be the most strategical we have ever seen NiP, like ever, over any iteration of the roster.
Should be a dead man drop nose and does punish again. It's dropped. You can count on to find some frags, but can they get the round off the back of it? A double entry built upon now, and look at this pair of frags on either side of the map. And just to finish it off is Safe. So there's the shutdown. A clean shut out and a couple of AK upgrades for good measure as well for the Brazilians.
And that's on the other side there. They went for the same or very similar type play there, and they had all the utility, and then this time it looks extremely silly, right? So you can see the contrast between those two types of rounds when it works and when it doesn't. This time around, NiP kind of left with no options after those 2 opening kills went down towards Banana. They were looking to see if they could draw a kill back towards A, but Yuri steps on up and a multi-kill for him as well to get onto the board here. Back towards this 3-man B lane to kick off proceedings from FURIA. What's the change-up going to be from the Swedes here? Limping out a deep mid-smoke is Safe. Looking to follow that through with some nade damage off the wall towards ult mid. Won't find anything whatsoever.
Worth noting that you might see a shift in pace by virtue of the S-Attack T-side AWP. First opportunity for us to see what he can do with that instrument on a rather difficult map to apply. So CTs have re-smoked as Art has arrived at the mouth of Banana. So there's a very aggressive defensive move. Fires off his silent shots, implies his presence close, and full top mid control here.
Yeah, and Brolin's actually lining up a Molotov right now to deal with aggressive Banana's plays, but look at all the space they've taken. We saw this against Cloud9.
He's gotten across. Yuri none the wiser on his bike position, so if Safe goes for a quick glance, if K Serato returns from long, Reds will be the linchpin to a take here. They lie in wait. We've seen this before. This is exactly step 2 of the flowchart for an A take out of the Ninjas. You can see plenty of util on S-Attack. He's going back now to make sure he can apply that. Brolin throws the smoke. It's in the air. And we go. Charging in is Reds. Just behead one. Safe down. They know pit needs to be cleared. Yuri makes his presence known. Good damage as they push the smokes. As Rez finding more bodies. Yuri will adjust. He's still alive. Still kicking. Finally changed now by Brolin as Rez continues to farm frags. That's 3 out of Rez into the A site take. Art to clutch. Good opportunity. This 1v2 immediately becomes a one-on-one. Mano el mano. Brolin versus Art. And the bomb's down. And Brolin just takes the fight. He's ready to fight right up and immediately upon getting that bomb down.
Yeah, I like the heads-up maneuver there against Art, because you know Art's always going to be looking for that fight right there, but that's beautiful from Rez. 3 massive kills, and speaking of massive, Yuri, what was that from Pit? He knew he had to do it all here. The fact that he's able to get away with more than just 1 kill, they're running him down, they know exactly where he is, on the pivot right there onto Hampus. That was beautiful stuff, but not enough to keep FURIA alive in a round like this. Guns are out, safe into the AWP here. But a close one there. FURIA, that's what you need to see a little bit more of, a bit of fight from these individuals.
Safe pulls the CT off and immediately loses it. He gets less than 20 seconds on his first sniper as it hits the cobbles of Inferno at the hands of the S-Attack.
S-Attack's been great in the openings early here. 7 rounds of play. He's found openings 3 times successful. And speaking of success, Art will draw one back. So gets revenge on Brolin, but around too late to make it. Another one notched on the board. 4 on 4 as they start turning their attentions towards this A site. And it's the fangs of FURIA, Yuri and K Serato to defend.
Posted up on Boiler. It's a tight line with that orphan. Oh, he's been tested. Forced off of the balcony. They know an AWP pit side. S-Attack might be tasked with it off a boost, but Molly forcing back. Hampus low, very low. Art could fall on the center. Oh, 1 tap to the back. He's gone. Rez with his 5th frag. Already FURIA now with just left wanting with 2 players on the site. Nice angle and frag from K Serato, and there's more to come. A missed shot. 2 to cross through. Trying to bait. He's actually hitting some bullets through that. But K Serato stubborn on this site. It seems they may have done enough. S-Attack's going to have to be the hero here. Smokes off the A-site player. Hampus to push through. He is going to go down. There's nothing left for S-Attack. Well handled. K Serato this time. If you can get Rez, if you can put Rez down, it does seem like NiP are going to lose a little of their potency.
This is the scary thing about heading over towards this A site, and I guess it's similar scenes when we talk about Nuke, is the fact that the duo of K Serato and Yuri tend to be paired together in a lot of these situations, and they are 2 very difficult players to get on through. Sure, you get through one, but then you have to get through the other. And here, unable to get through either, NiP will call their first tactical timeout of the game. They still have a lead of 3 rounds right now, but the cash is the issue. They need to have a bit of a conversation here. Rez and S-Attack can get the full purchases. Hampus, he's close enough. And Plopsky and Brolin could also buy on through with some pistols, maybe some Tech 9s, Mac 10. Maybe this is an indication of a bit more of a biff or fight early.
Well, it's very good, promising signs that both the Fangs, Yuri and K Serato, have had impressive rounds back-to-back. You come to their site, and both of them have reminded they're up for a fight.
And now they need to know that the threat of this short play by Rez is a real issue. So how are FURIA going to address it, right? You have 2 options. We can try and shut down mid, and if they want to take that space, we deny them completely, or we just know that we can't maneuver around that position with ease, right? We have to be very, very careful. As Yuri jumps across, he's aggressive here with a nade in hand, deep. Isn't going to find any damage with that one whatsoever.
Wow. Come on now.
Yeah, look, he's happy to...
Oh, Brolin actually does find one without a bullet fired, the Molotov is enough.
That's very curious right there. Very curious indeed.
And that was K-Serato. He was your multi-kill master in the previous. You will not have him as part of this defense.
Wrapping A here, it looks like, or at least
Yeah,
one.
you can see Art's trying his best to slow them down. He's actually going to peek around there. Smoke! And oh, Art, big play. He's gotten into the site. That's not going to slow them down. They're coming for you. Yuri nades to the face, but he does light a good frag down range. He's going to be hunted now. Yuri 2 on the M4 finally. He meets his maker. Safe's posted. Careful, Brolin. Careful now. It is AWP v M4. Both CTs arriving now on the site. Brolin's survived his first fight. Drop dips into the apartment, so this is room for him to at least get himself into the site. On for an ace clutch. 3 frags in from the newest ninja. Worried about long. Drop can check it. And just out of the line of fire. He doesn't know. Smoke's not bad. They know where he is.
One away.
There's one pit side. Takes the fight. Isolates it brilliantly. Brolin is on for this ace clutch. It's only safe now. And he's got ice in his veins. Brolin not flustered at all. To pull a 6th out of nowhere, out of thin air. Safe. Just the pistol to counterpoint. He knows where he's got to be. He thinks he spots him out. Oh! And he does save them. Brolin, a valiant attempt, but safe with a compulsory clutch.
Shrugging that one off there, isn't he? Brolin so threatening throughout, perfectly played, gets that smoke of it time, can dance around it like an absolute menace. The babyface killer, unable to get it converted, but staying threatening when the chips were down, because guess what? Yuri steps up again from that pit position. They can just not deal with him over towards Bike. We saw Axel getting dealt a dud hand round after round, but Yuri, he's standing tall. 3 huge kills from him.
I didn't catch the wall bang. He actually gets the 3rd in the same spray onto Esatag. Brolin keeps it competitive and impressive, but, you know, Devil Walk, he asked on the desk, he says it's going to come down to those chaotic closes, the clutches. Well, there's one close but no cigar from Brolin. It was safe that saved them. And that gap will close now, you can see. Not an idyllic buy. Far from it. Some AKs already taken a beating. I say AKs, why am I pluralizing it? It's just the one.
And he, shots are just whistling by. The only one with armor here. So for Brolin, he can't really drop that over to any of his teammates.
He's already taken a heavy beating. They re-smoked for him. That kind of helps if he wants to find something over the lip of it. A quick flash of drop. Oh, K-Serato does go down. The absence of the tracer fire doesn't seem to stop Brolin finding, I would say, first blood, but a rebuttal. Bomb still T-ramp. A 2-2 division of defensive resources making sense. Smoke, is it present? Yeah, they can get a CT. You know, a very bare bones attempt at B.
Yeah, but look at this. Look how far Yuri's starting to push right now. You can see him push all the way through the T-apps. He's clearing out second mid. So not only is he doing a lot with multi-kills, he's doing a lot with information in a round like this. Round number 9 is set for success for FURIA as they can cheat the 3rd man of R over towards B. They know it's coming, and they just need to lock it down.
All right. First fight, 1 out. Drop does solve all of the threat. And the last 2, just to make this a 1-round deficit. The flank for 1. And we have a nice, solid defense. 4 alive for FURIA. That will put some cash in the bank. And a 1-round deficit now. So this is the recovery.
With that investment that's come on through for Brolin there, you're looking to get a couple more kills just to keep the economy a little bit safer. As you're mentioning, yeah, more residual cash money right now for FURIA here. And it means that Brolin is going to have a less than idyllic buy going forward. This is the opener the Safe was able to pick up on mid onto Plopsky, but the rest of the business was handled over towards B. Brolin now into a MAC-10, the rest with rifles at least. Esatag and the mission with the Galil, but it's all good as a deep mid flash comes on through. Doesn't get safe, and he will go for a re-pick, but needs to consider his life right now, backing on off, playing a little bit safer over towards that ace site. Taking the pace out of this, not so direct from NiP early here. More of a default spread as they try and establish map control. Hampers in the boiler. Flash over the top, appear towards short, sees nobody's home. Rez will need to smoke this off before peering around the corner against the AWP. And the orb signifies its position.
And now to swap it over, they'll park Art. Smoking library, so will there be any moves off this? Hampers is already in the apartments. Safe has this short AWP line. So maybe that's the change up from FURIA. So up brackets they come. It's a hard clear now onto ARP. Check it. Flash reveals him. Perfect from Esatag. His utility alone has netted them the opening kill. CT to be cleared. They're ready to fight this rotator in the form of K-Serato. Timing is everything. They're not looking the right way, and he does clothesline the first. Hampers from the apartments is struck, but look at him go! K-Serato has shut down all three. Now up to the tail end of the assault. You can see Brolin not ready for the pushed up AWP. And Hampus, somewhat of an unknown entity. They know likely mid safe is posted. This could be a lovely two-piece out of the AWP from way downtown. Okay, FURIA tie things up.
K-Serato and Yuri are taking like turns of having these multi-kill rounds for them. So it's fantastic work from the two of them right here. Being able to now really make NiP sweat. And you could see, you're questioning, why are they looking at library like this? Well, that AWP shot that was taken through the smoke of safe, right? That's the reason they throw that divider smoke on long, is because it puts the AWP in a really weird spot, right? The AWP either has to go over towards library or has to play over towards the CT arch. Once they were able to take down Art, I think they still expected safe to be lingering around in one of those two positions right there. And that right there lured them in, and they were looking the wrong way. K-Serato able to come on through, mop them up, make NiP force a second tactical timeout here to get DJL on the mic. Now, there's not enough money to get a buy, at least not a full buy. A half buy, more than possible. Max loss bonus into the next to 3,400, meaning you can spend a little bit more cash money into a round like this. Some Tech 9, some Deagles, and here it is from K-Serato again. So I think combined right now, it might be 5 multi-kill rounds. We've had 3 from Yuri over towards that pit position, and K-Serato had 1 towards site and now 1 towards CT. Safe more than happy to continue to challenge mid like this. Now, he hasn't found great success. And Brolin is through. Able to get 1 and done. Now, it's going to stall things out into a 4-on-4. But look at this from Yuri. Oh, dearie me.
That's quite the punish. Thank goodness. Safe catches 1 with that AWP, but they're coming for him. Does get 1 into the leg.
The only one here.
Rounds the corner and repeats. Safe doing everything they can to defend this site. Ducking under. A missed shot. They're trying to run him down. They do succeed and just get away. And Nats Wings separating Hampus from defeat there. Safe from the flames, he will spread, finds a corner, will plant, 2-on-2, and some weapons recovered. They're scavenging. Has come up with a solid haul. You can see this AWP should be set for the fight onto Art, just holding the cross. Utility at a premium. Last flash has been deployed by the T's. It's their turn now. A smoke from Art. Coming in from the apartments. He smoked for his teammate. Oh, AWP, barrel, does betray, and now there's 1 to go. It's K-Serato. Can he really pull another one off? The molly's great. Might force the fight. Doesn't find Hampers immediately. Straight out, and he will find it. More impact from one of the Fangs. K-Serato, 13 and counting. A round saved. Close on that defuse, but 6. And that's 5 in a row. FURIA definitely digging their teeth in now.
Wow. Look, the decision-making for Hampus in that moment right there, I think he's considering, hey, maybe if K-Serato stays up and on that balcony, then he'll be able to kill me if I backpedal. So he went wide on the fight right there. And the molly just spread and licked the backside of that mid-site box. So Safe did a good job here, getting a couple of kills on the way into this site right here. But this is why NiP are running them down. He was the only man. So this opening kill comes on through. The molly gets thrown, and it just forces Hampus into the open in that situation right there. So handled here, FURIA.
Huge from FURIA. Okay, come to play. Trying to wipe the slate clean of a one-way traffic nuke.
This is a move that FURIA do like to run in Boiler here with the AWP, the wombo combo. Rifle up close. Brolin denied the entry towards Banana now. Conversation's starting to change in this one as the nade whistles by.
K-Serato again. He's closing rounds and opening them now. 14 and counting. The only one in the Deans on the server right now.
This is a change. They're just creeping in towards B here.
Flash.
Great flash.
Perfect. It's just a flash and the frags from drop. He doesn't see either of them. Still shuts them down. First the frag, then the flash. K-Serato doing it all. The full spectrum of Counter-Strike brilliance in one round alone.
This one should be done here. Plopsky and Esatag, 2-on-5 situation. Short both over towards B. Mid control is completely in the favor of FURIA here as Safe is posted on up with that AWP, and that allows Yuri to rotate on over and bolster this defense even more so. If you're hoping a kill comes your way, there's no reason for FURIA to overstep the mark here. Safe has the door closed on the way back, and unless they flash and fight, Safe should get 1 in this type of situation.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of an AWP duel. I imagine Esatag's going to be tasked with this clear. He knows Safe likes it. So a head-to-head about to come through. Bait and switch. Safe down. Esatag provides, and it is just to preserve.
Isn't that crazy? Just to preserve, just to hold on to that, they have to pull off a maneuver. They have to have high-level teamwork in a moment like that, just not to give away these two rifles that they want to save. And save they will. Safe's AWP can be scooped up by Art here.
How beneficial is this save?
Well, the loss bonus right now is maxed on outright because it's been 5, now 6 in a row. So with the residual cash left over, it makes a lot of sense. It means they've retained this AWP. The rest combined to AK-47s, and they can try their luck over towards B again. But the tune has definitely changed. This one started in a 5-1 fashion early out the gates here for NiP, and since then, it's almost been one-way traffic. 6 consecutive rounds now for FURIA here to start putting up a solid defense on this CT half. Now, they've only really tried this B-bomb site a handful of times, NiP. It would be quite clear that they're heading back over towards this site.
Yeah, let's find out how this one shapes up. Esatag is more than happy to be taking these engagements, rifle or otherwise. He's got his eye to the scope now. They are going for this boiler setup again. They can mantle a boost. They put Safe up or Art, depending on the preference.
It's also good here if Safe misses, then Art is able to make the M4 punish.
Interesting. They'll both just crouch it. And the contest is coming in the form of Rez. 3 ninjas encroaching on the apartments. Let's see how their procedures are tested. Spots out the AWP. This is where the rifle has to come in, and it has. Art gets away. Reaction smoke out of the CTs to allow reposition. Another successful find. He's got a good wall bang. Hampus, though, the counter bang not gonna catch him just yet.
Yeah, worked yesterday against Simple. Not going to work here today. Flash off the line. Safe push back. Mid control, not theirs. And pressure towards B has forced out a smoke here. So keeping them on their toes. This was the gap, which is now being closed by Safe's AWP rotation over towards the long side. Smoking Moto. Still quite clear they want to head towards A, but how are you going to get past the big green?
Yeah, well, with a good flash. And then a hard duel. Rez. Oof, meets Safe's AWP. He's got another one. Safe. Turned on now by Hampus. And the bomb is going to be slipping
on his own mid
CT.
to B here. I don't know how you make this one work.
Yeah, with 20 seconds, you just have to hit the miraculous frag onto Keisaratu, or somehow Brolin dips in and helps, because this is the bomb. Oh, Hampus hits it. They actually can turn this around. They haven't cleared the site. They have to find drop, and they have as well. Just enough time. The ninjas have completely flipped the script. Hampus solo with the bomb, and the rest is falling into place. Yuri's out of there. What a turnaround.
That is miraculous.
Yeah.
The fact that he is able to pick up the bomb off the corpse of Rez, make the way through mid to B with the bomb on his back on his own, 20 seconds remaining. The safety net kill of Esatag as well, right? They knew that they killed one player over towards Ruins. The likelihood that Drop was towards back of site was very, very high, and they had to clear him on out. The thing is, if Drop had stayed alive, they would have had to push in deeper to clear him, but the AWP could have always held that position so that Hampus could have planted. So either way, right, Drop was in a very, very difficult position in that scenario right there, but they accounted for exactly that. 7-6, NiP break the streak of 6 on the trot, and they get back into the winning ways here on the T side. So beautiful stuff, and you have to put this one down to the in-game leader of Hampus here. A timeout has been called, a conversation to be had, and this one will be called by DJL. So the 3rd tactical timeout on this T half. In a very good position right now to get themselves the half win. Either side. FURIA just need one more to get A. NiP know if they can pick up this one, it's going to be a fragile looking buy for the final round of play for the Brazilian side. But a much more competitive map right here. FURIA have come to play on Inferno. The individuals stepping up. We've said Yuri and Keisaratu's names plenty of times. They've been involved in a lot of traction, especially over towards that A side of the map.
Yeah, but it was Hampus who caught Keisaratu this time slipping.
It's a big shot, right? It's just drive-by, just swings on out.
You know, when the flash is coming and Keisaratu's glancing at the clock, that's the fight.
Jeez,
That's the fight. And there's, as you described, Esatag just posting up and making sure that bomb had safe passage. It was very light on time, a couple of seconds in it, but a response from the ninjas. See if that throws FURIA through a loop. One of the contributions into FURIA finding some early CT rounds has been early frags on Banana. See if they can either find them or contain the ninjas again. You can see they are trying to win this duel out through presence and nades alone.
Most of the time, though, NiP have been more than happy to give this over, allow them to expend all this early utility, and what they tend to do is go for the earlier halls and boiler control, which is one option, right? And I guess that's one of the reasons, lining up the wallbang again here, being cheeky about it. Our NiP on the jump, Brolin. To hit that type of a shot here, but that nade right down the gullet. Doing a chunk of damage onto the young gun. 62 points of health remaining after that HE.
Yeah, Flash and Molly forces the fight. They may not be ready for this boost. They may not be prepared. Heard it. Dismount. S-Attack communicating. Hampus posted up on this and the trajectory of the Flash. He knows Yuri's pit side. So they're building a bit of a mental picture as to where this stack is set.
They look comfortable here in brackets control. Safe wants to change that.
Bit of a regress. He's starting his crawl. Flash might catch him, but doesn't pull the trigger. Holds his nerve. Getting light on time now for the ninjas. S-Attack. Hard duel to take. At the same time, Plopsky wins out on Keserato. Defanged off FURIA, and look how long he has. He hits the no-scope.
Yuri's still here.
Builds off of the Flash. Pits to be cleared. Multiple bodies. Way too much. And overcoming as they do just charge in. Another no-scope for S-Attack. Puts himself up to 11, but they just committed to a 4-man A-stacked site and didn't take a point, or rather, didn't lose a single body.
That's beautiful stuff right there. Like, I love how methodical it is as well. They're not flustered, and they're not being forced to be flustered right there. Playing in limbo with the AWPs from Safe, right? You can see he's trying to be in a jarring position as they try and come around short for that execute on towards the side. They had to change up the way they've been approaching this defense on the side because how threatening Rez was slipping up towards that hay cart and applying so much pressure towards the A defense here. And they have the luxury right now, NiP, to try and chase and take away. Aren't trying to hold on to this M4, clearing his corners. Hampus doesn't check. Looked diligent until he wasn't. Defensive incendiary thrown on out. That's going to keep Plopsky back, but S-Attack, he's going to finish this one off. A great round for him, up to 12, leading the charge right now for NiP, and some combat AWPing there, showing he can get it done up close and personal as well. You get the first one right here. Bang! Just caught Safe in the open. Doing the flashbang dance. And this one here, the time is light on. They have to clear their corners, so very good clear from S-Attack there because there was 11 seconds left as that kill came on through. Felt there were a couple of banana peels because of the late time there on the clock from NiP, but they handle every single one of those duels. And look at this FURIA, broken extremely late here on this CT half. Mag 7, couple of Deagles, 5-7, and an MP9 to try and stop NiP from winning out the half on their map choice.
A skin as flamboyant as his play are equipped with a Mag 7. And Safe spotted out on long side, so that's going to be a nade to the nose. Ouch, more to come. His smoke is not going to do much as he tries to cross through. It does at least obscure and distract as Art can find one. Peppers Rez. And they keep still alive from it. They're threatening here, FURIA, with their man advantage, with Hampus bleeding. Plopsky tries to take matters into his own hands, and a shotgun shell could find him if not for the wallbang. Look at that from the bridge.
He ran all the way back to do exactly that. And because they were so far forward, love the call from Hampus here. Had time to get off with that maneuver, but both teams are in a curious position. Back to spawn, has his choice of weapons here, Hampus. So he's going to pick up the AWP to try and operate with this low HP and back towards B. Two players still reside. Drop alongside Keserato. Oh, good utility usage and perfectly placed. They're going to have to disrespect this, I think. And Drop's pushed on out towards the sandbag position. Both staying quite aggressive here.
No, he's pre-aimed it. Drop's Deag is one to be feared. And a foreboding feeling in the stomach now of the ninjas. This is supposed to be the gimme. You can leave with a victorious T-half. But FURIA, even though the pennies are being pinched, they've managed to be very intimidating. Drops Deag was good for the first, but spotted out, flashed out, still alive, and just hitting S-Attack slowly with that Desert Eagle. FURIA leave with the victory and building a nice little nest for them to come onto the side swap.
Yeah, that's going to be confident building right there. They get it done on a lighter bio like that because a lot of the rounds they've been winning are in the full gun rounds where Yuri or Keserato have bowed them up with massive impact. So good stuff to get the half win right here from the Brazilian side. They're not done in this one just yet, but NiP are just one half away from finding themselves in the arena coming up this weekend. The playoffs kicking off on Thursday. Be back-to-back major playoff appearances from either of these teams, but NiP, since the addition of Brolin and Esatag, who is on his major debut, would be loving to find themselves on that stage again. The first time for either Brolin or Esatag to be on a major stage.
I mean, that's cool considering how long they've been on our screens.
Yeah, well, the Brolin one is crazy, right? Because he did have success with Fnatic, but it was never in the majors. So this is him finally back in a Swedish team. Ever since Fnatic went international, it never sat right with him. Run boost across right there and a couple of swift moves. There's a nade in the hand of Esatag here. This looks very similar. We've seen this one before.
Yeah, nade, dualies, anything that you try towards this half wall is going to be met with a HE. Wow, that's actually not too bad. Art gets
you'd
away.
be happy with that,
yeah,
I think.
so too. 82. 3 around this corner. Bit more damage chipping away at him. FURIA looking indecisive.
Well, Brolin also doesn't want to play for the info here. They're going to have to. They're going to have to take a fight. They need some info. There's just 2 players on A, and they are in the dark. Over towards Pit is Hampers. Burrowed in towards the back of the site. Here's Rez.
Oh, just as Art tries to throw out the util.
Well, they know now they can rotate heavy towards A. They know. They have Banana completely in their control, and the smokes are coming to indicate it will be the A play.
Yeah, Hampers is playing perfect as he taps ahead. The beret knocked off of Yuri. Drop spotted out on the site, and this one's just falling apart. Sits him down. As Save tries to close that gap, and NiP for a spotless pistol here on their start to the defense.
It's going to be all 4 pistols in the first 2 maps of play here for NiP, so this is a great way for them to kick off the second half.
I guess, you know, doesn't really matter if they're in the dark, if you can count on that Pit player to find 2 of the 3.
You saw how safe Rez was playing as well there. He literally just tucked on into the back of the site and was kind of baiting Hampers until they pushed in close so that then Rez could activate and bodyguard his in-game leader over towards Pit. And speaking of Pit, that's where the bomb lies. 15 seconds, Rider would need to do an awful lot there, and Esatag will turn his lights off. Leveling things back up here, 8-8, and this game has been back and forth ever since that 5-0 spree out the gates here from the Swedes. They get a 4-round spree with a bit of a splotch in the middle, but they managed 5 out of the first 6.
Wow.
Tidy shooting. This is one of the keys as well. NiP clearly looking on point, right? We've seen some great shots out of Esatag here, some AWPing from him too. We had Plopsky with a massive first map of play, so everybody's here to play.
Very regimented. You can see they've got really protocols outlined for nade drops, for rotates.
We should stay with Art here. He has a Zeus.
Ah, yes.
The rest of them are on Eco right now, so let's just chill out with Art right now and see if he can make this Zeus work and make us squeal. Close mid crossfire. If they do leer on in, the Zeus is perfect to get a kill like this, but that's if NiP overstep the mark, and that's not something they seem to be doing. Might even want to try and circle jump on out and get into the face of Esatag if that is identified, but we'll have some distance to run on down here. Now, in a round like this, FURIA hoping to milk through some of this CT utility, force them to purchase back in. A kill would be great. A bomb plant would be fantastic. A round win, a miracle. Time just slowly siphoning off the clock here. And we are still with Art, so he's having fun in the sun. Over towards B. Brolin will take a fight. We'll find the first. And here comes Art. This time he's going to try with the Glock in hand. Steps on out. Goes on down. The Zeus doesn't get any use whatsoever. So that's a bit unfortunate.
You can see he had some eagerness about him. He was trying to close that gap as best he could. But it's all sorted. Esatag, the one to jeopardize. 17 and 8. Looking great. As we do see already, 9 on the board for the Ninjas. We're going to be getting those AKs out.
Yeah, so this will be the first gun round of play where FURIA can set the tempo and the tone on this one here. Now, when NiP were going up against Cloud9 just the other day, one of the keys early for Cloud9 was the fact that they had a bit more pep in their step, right? They felt a bit more cutthroat. They had that killer instinct about them when they were taking a lot more early duels because they knew that they needed to force NiP to use their utility. One of the things we were impressed by was how good NiP were holding on to their nades until late. They were able to keep up a lot of utility in the last 40 to 30 seconds and stall out Cloud9's strategy and approach right now. And all over towards A quite quickly. Rez is the individual to receive. Incendiary in his hand and 3 on the other side. Make that 4.
Caterato's throwing a smoke from way down for this push. 4 about to pop out of the apartments.
It's just Rez.
Yeah, and he's not throwing nades. He's just going to use bullets and just catches one out of Art. A huge opener for the site, and already Furia will just flood in. This might be the end of the round.
Oh, this is the similar scenes as to how it kicked on off for NiP on their T-half, right? They had a similar round where they just popped on through, they got a kill, and they secured the round right there. So Hampus is going to have to concede this one, and easy as you like. Just
Simple.
pop it on out. Rez not getting anything done. It's crazy there from Art as well. He even announced his presence before the smokes even bloomed, making some very noisy steps, stampeding forward on the wood. Rez knew the fight was coming, but unable to best Art right here. And there's an opening for the in-game leader that is converted into a round. So keeping it level, 9-9. Rez is the only one to go on down. If they hold on to these weapons right here, right now, we will see NiP be able to invest into the next. Lost bonus of 1,400 coming on through. Should be able to get a drop from Brolin, but let's see. Is he going to give the M4 to Rez, or is he going to give him that MP9 that he's currently wielding here? So that's the question mark into the next. But competitive affair really shaping up here.
Yeah, it makes sense, especially not only conceding it and having the gamble elsewhere, but keeping Esatag's AWP in play. A retake on a smoked out site with the T side that have all of the nades left. Wasn't really the one for him. You can see an update there. Close your eyes if you wanted a spoiler-free stream.
And your ears now.
And your ears now.
Vitality 1.
Vitality 1.
There we go. We gave you plenty of time. To note, Plopsky actually dropped the M4, so Brolin has plenty of cash left over.
They've been practicing it, and they get him across for nothing. No one's going to give him the fight initially. I say that as Safe does just to throw a little bit of a glimpse down mid. Quite audacious, isn't it, to be going for an AK tap just for fun?
That's not the same Halls approach, but Art's still here very early.
Yeah, this time he's been met by Rez, though, not falling foul to the same trickery. Queserato wants top banana. It's Brolin's job to take it away from him. You can see Util dump to stop the aggress.
There's a flash
double
too.
nade. Oh, look at this. The protocols, the murder. Brolin double, perfect flash. Drop, dinked, and dunked by Plopsky. That is really nice out of the ninjas. First the stack nades to the logs, then the flash and the repeat. Plopsky to trade what was an impressive rebuttal, but damn, that is a round-ending banana retake.
Yeah, and all it meant was just dealing with Art early. They get that opening kill. FURIA know they need some space back. NiP know that type of response is likely coming, so they get space back on that side of the map, and it works perfectly. You love it when you have a little maneuver like that on the CT side that works just as well as that. The only player you lose is Brolin, who had an MP9, right? And he's going to be happy to get himself a real rifle in his hands next round, so this is great. But we're continuing just the back and forth affair right here. We haven't had too many crazy clutch moments here in the second half so far, but that will chop and change as the game continues forward. One team is either just going to roll out the red carpet and run on through with the map victory, but FURIA are the ones who are left needing to do a bit of convincing here. Right, that map 1, that 16-2 scoreline, I'm sure it still rattles in the back of their minds here, even though they're showing a better face right here, right now, but they are down in the dumps, down a map. NiP find themselves after this 10th round is notched onto the board, just 6 away from locking themselves in that arena alongside the likes of Spirit, Na'Vi, and FaZe, who bested Copenhagen Flames just earlier here on that A stream.
Quite the list. And that is going to be the first timeout called of Inferno. So they've still got plenty in the bank. PGL, obviously the coach of NiP, also given the opportunity.
Yeah, that's the thing. He used 3 in the first half, so I think he's just chipping on in, making sure that they stick to the game plan here, because a round like that would make you very happy. If I was the coach after they pulled off that maneuver, I'd be definitely giving the big thumbs up.
As well as, of course, saving in the previous when it was a justifiable save. That's the nades onto Safe, and then you can see Queserato fully flashed. And that's the finish. Really, really nice response out of the ninjas, as Chad highlighted. Reading Furia's response to an early death of Art. And that's the polarizing difference. When Art puts his name in the feed in a positive way, we can see how quickly the round did spiral and was conceded by the ninjas. And right back, the ninjas throw rather dominating round themselves.
See how this one heats up here. 4 towards Banana straight away here. FURIA. Oh, want to take a fight mid, and Banana fast, just running straight up dry.
Yeah, but this molly's great. If they can get it down before that Brolin setup, the response will be nades. Plopsky lines up a good one. This time Yuri chipped away at.
You might want to let them execute. You have 3 here.
Yeah, this attack is really, really ready for this.
Whoa!
The flash, the frags. They will take 2, 3 though from Brolin, as the entire Furia side is sent back to spawn.
They Thank you very much, Mr. Plopsky. That flash was golden. 3 players completely blind. Brolin walks on out and does exactly what he needs to do. Picks up 3 swift kills. The round feels done already.
Yeah, but the power of this utility and awareness. Plopsky this time, the one with the magic flashbang. We've been giving Ezetag some credit for a couple of his setups. We saw his util on those A takes. Brolin this time is just given the, as you put it, the red carpet rolled out for that triple kill.
Well, this is the thing right now, and this with the scoreboard doesn't do somebody like Plopsky justice in this situation. In that previous round where they had the maneuver forward in Banana, his flash also facilitated some kills. This time round doing it again, and 3 of them, right? Brolin is the one who has to connect the dots. He's the one that gets the 17 kills now next to his name and gets all the praise. But it has to be Plopsky right there whose flash enables a push like that. Otherwise, they're walking into T's exactly waiting for a push like that, so perfectly played.
Yeah, and I take a quick look at the Valve effective flash stats. You can see how many, like everyone deserves credit. Ezetag 10, 11, Rez 11, Hampus 10, Plopsky 6 for Brolin. He's doing more of the fragging. But I mean, in general, that's a large haul of those effective flashbangs, and it pales in comparison to FURIA. They've got nothing going on there.
Yeah, I think here I was taking a look at the stats right now for the Legend stage, and nobody from NiP is like in contention, or was in contention for like a top 10 discussion before this series kicked on off. But I think those hidings that they copped yesterday against NiP definitely contributed to that. They had a 16-6 loss on Inferno and a 16-4 loss on Ancient. So those droppings would have tanked the stats a lot. But there's the flash. Thanks to our ops team for highlighting that. You can see it perfectly just over the cusp right there, further enough that it gets the player who is just under over towards the car position. And cops himself 3 kills. So Brolin now up to 17, joining Ezetag in that department right there. The 2 of them doing a lot of work in the fragging department here.
Ezetag wants to disrupt early if they try mid. You can see he's waiting anti-flash to strike on a second mid walk-up. And it is 2, only 2, set up for this A defense. Rez has to acknowledge potential apps. Flash in hand, no one's home, up Banana.
Yeah, definitely going to be A right now. And guess what? Hampus has rotated back in time. So looking good for NiP to try and defend against this top mid pop.
Oh no! Double collateral from that AWP. Completely blind, and now it's FURIA blindsided. 3 left. Again, they have to stomach a casualty. Never mind 2 with 1 bullet. Oh, and there's more to come. They're coming for Rez immediately, preemptively. Drops his util to peek around. He has a smoke. He might even have a frag drop into the site. A big opening from him, Hampus. Oh, and Yuri's taking it down as well. It's Brolin that takes matters into his own hands. Pushes the smoke for only 1. FURIA keeping it competitive. Arts drop pit. Oh, great nade to soften up Yuri. Plopsky and Ezetag trying to find a way back into their bomb site. A double frag out of Ezetag, and still FURIA looking like they can have a say in this. Plopsky coming in. And Yuri, big headshot, Art alone, and it's easy as that. Ezetag just has to be there for support, moral support primarily. And Plopsky with a lovely pair to close.
That was beautiful stuff right there. Look, I think the fact they were able to get back into a 3-on-5 is really good. They get the bomb down. It means that we should get another buy, or at least close to, coming up from FURIA here. The flash was good. We were just talking about flash work. The flash was great, right? He's completely blind here. He just pulls the trigger on the timing. So Ezetag, if he hadn't taken that shot, doesn't get 2 kills, and they probably waltz into A site and have many more members alive to defend that bomb. They traded well onto the site right there, FURIA, but it just wasn't enough. And NiP 4 rounds away now from picking this series up 2-0.
First trip to the crowd for Brolin. That seems hard to believe. FURIA. Less than ideal, but an investment into the AK-47. They are counting on Yuri to try and disrupt and slow this NiP defense. It's a 3-man lean, passive in nature. Likely a response to the potential for Tech 9s and pace. Here they come towards Banana, and yeah, already
completely denied.
A carpet of flame facilitates a Brolin clear. They are going to flash and clear him. Still allowed to get a frag and get away. Plopsky is charging, begging for backup. The smoke and the spray don't manage to catch him. He's got a good idea as to where he may be hiding.
Oh, and the push from Rez is magnificent right here. The responses from NiP around the corner have been immaculate. Hampus locks down top mid. Sure, drop is the unknown entity towards Boiler right here, but would need to get the timing on Rez to find this kill and open the door back towards A. Hampus starting to lean on over now, and if drop continues forward, he will call the troops on back into the waiting arms of Rez here, who's currently residing in second middle. So this could be bad information for drop now as he Starts to clear the corners, calling pick, clear, sight the same. Save starting to consider dropping back here, but so is Rez coming forward. Might find 3.
He does, and already completely disrupts. Yuri catches a dink, but it lives on. And drop a sight with Hampus deleted. They can plant over on A. It's working out for FURIA. The stars starting to correlate. Charging into K Serato, happily equipped with the M4. And Plopsky's his first victim, but not able to find lethality.
They're going to go for this, really? Okay, well, Yuri is low. And Yuri is up in the apartment's position. Could deny both of them here.
Oh, he's going around the world. Does put pressure onto the position of drop. Oh, lovely. Catches Plopsky with a pin pull, so Esotak's got nothing to find on his adventures into the site. They're both just completely invisible. Where are they? Asking questions, finally find some answers, but the time too light on, and what a recovery out of FURIA. They can thank Drop for that one. 3 kills from Drop. And we will see 10 now for FURIA, so closing that gap, keep it a very competitive series. They do go for it. There's plenty of funds to keep it active for the Ninjas.
That's a very unlikely round to win right there, because the initial response right there, they were either throwing that A utility, didn't like what they saw, and immediately rotated back to B, where Brolin does a decent job. They're getting caught out of position, still gets 1. They put all the pressure on Plopsky, force him mega defensive, but it's all on Drop. The fact that he is the unknown entity over towards Boiler, the information that he gets, it looks like it wasn't going to be enough because of that Rez flank, right? Rez looks like he should have had their number in all of that, but they deal with him, and that shot onto Hampus, unbeknownst to him, Drop was lying in wait in the site, gets a crucial kill and keeps this game alive for FURIA now.
Roland trying his luck with some aggression. Up against the masters of the very craft. Deep smoke, nades, logs, he's still alive, still hasn't taken a point of damage. Look at how he is just dancing around all of the options, and he seems to have seen enough. Quite a dastardly duo, those two on B.
Bit more of a standard round tip out of NiP. And as I say that, it looks like he was going to get a move on to rotate over towards A. He is coming on over. They are up mid. Smoked off towards long. Hampus deploying as much damage as he can with this utility. The bullets too. Trying to find something and find so much onto 2. Yuri a drop.
Unconfirmed.
Very low here.
Completely unconfirmed. They don't know the power they hold. This is the peek out of Esotak, and he goes down. Just a quick one out of R. A response as they charge to B.
It's all on Plopsky right now on B. They're already here, Plopsky.
Yeah, he's got his knife out. He's going to at least force them to slow down by the flames. They can't go through that now. Flash pull will delay. Rotates on its way. Brolin can boost up Hampus. They have managed to set up in somewhat of an intimidating force. One back from Yuri. So low now. They should just fall apart upon arrival, and they are. Just dilapidated. Drop alone. He's the last victim. 13, 3 rounds separating the Ninjas from a trip to the playoffs and from a Counter-Strike crowd unlike anything else.
Wow, that was pretty tidy work there. I think like 3 kills of the total 5 were through smokes right there for NiP. So getting it done in a dirty fashion, but really dictating where FURIA want to end. Utility work is on point here. Plopsky did a great job of the survivability in that situation right there. So taking care of this one right now are the Swedes with the, I guess, Esotak will become an honorary Swede. It's not Devices anymore, but Esotak will gladly take that mantle, as with that AWP in his hand, as they charge up into his domain. Caught out this time round.
More utility damage, but they have got space. A scary amount of space. What to talk about scary? Esotak just flirts with death. Rez considering a swing. Upon the contact, it would be the perfect time. 2 opportunities. K Serato is there to babysit, but it's Esotak's moment in the spotlight. 21 and counting. A double, this time with 2 bullets.
Oh, and the re-aggression coming in from Hampus. He has had enough of this. Pushes out, sees another. They're coming through the apartments, trying to get in towards the side. Damage through the smoke, done, but they need to get this bomb down. They need to fortify some room. It's K Serato with Yuri. The Fangs need to get it done and dusted, but Brolin over the top. And just Yuri now in a 1-on-4.
Yeah, Molly's good. Will force him to move or extinguish. Opts for the latter. Poor Yuri, 29 points, 4 opponents, and Hampus is so ready. Ninjas, we haven't seen a crack of a smile, a celebration of a big round win. They will not flinch until that victory is theirs.
Yeah, T-sides have been an issue for FURIA here. Now, easy to say with how Nuke went, right? But so far, only 2 rounds here on the T half of Inferno. They're unable to break on through, and that has been a massive issue. Had dramas on the T side of their own map choice as well, denied by NiP, who are playing Some fantastic Counter-Strike. This team has slowly upgraded some of these pieces right here. That's a tag. He's well drilled. He does this almost every round, right? Like, just goes and listens for mid, understands if he can swing or not. I love how drilled NiP are looking, and then the individual flare on top where they're let off the leash, allowed to go for fights. It's a perfect mix right now, a perfect balance.
As all things should be. And Rez, this time, is going to have a little bit of a flustered spray. It does lead to an opening frag at Drop's D, one of the best we've seen in the server tonight. Drop has definitely got a threatening presence, but plucked on the cross back. A nice tap. Puts him down, keeps it 4v4. Got 2 AKs in play now for FURIA. They are coming knocking on this B door, and it is just Plopsky. And he's immediately silenced, engages onto Art. Good for the frag. Safe doesn't really get much space off of that. Now they've got Util, it will be deployed towards CT. With Yuri so low, a lot of eyes on Serato. Now he's got the bomb responsibility as well, and they're very, very quick. 15th round looms. The plant now enables, facilitates a 1v3, but the flashes, look at them. It's just perfect from the Ninjas. FURIA's counterplay, there was just such a limited amount of options available.
Yeah, it's just difficult in these scenarios to see how FURIA are going to get back into the rounds, considering how they open, even with the messy spray of res right there. They get one back. We know that they're in a lighter buy scenario. So, you know, it's looking like it's done. This game here, sure, there's still a chance for FURIA to get 5 consecutive rounds, but they need to do some proving, and they need to do it now. They have enough to invest. They have enough if they wanted to get out the AWP for Safe, but he's already equipped himself with an AK-47, so going to be operating with likely 5 of those. But where are the answers? What are they meant to do here? The second timeout called right now from FURIA. They have 2 left in the bank, but unless they win this one, they will not get an opportunity to use them. And staying stoic, staying calm, staying very Swedish right now at NiP is they're just here to take care of business.
So you were telling me this will be the first playoff at a major for Tag and Brolin.
Yeah.
Wow.
Brolin, surprisingly, considering the fact he has played in arenas before, right? The majors was something which always seemed to elude him. I think a challenger stage at Katowice was one of the only other times we saw him. So, yeah, for him, this is going to be massive.
And you join the team, you're at the top of the scoreboard on that map that secures it. Definitely a core memory being made right here alive in the server for Brolin and for the Ninjas. Losing a superstar. And all the headlines about that roster move, to have it not manifest and to still be able to come in and take the major run to that top 8, it definitely is something that deserves recognition.
Oh, this team, we always talk about how high their floor is, right? They're showing right now that they have a pretty high ceiling too. Now they're up, they're A, it's going to be the finish.
Okay, reactions from the Ninjas this time. It's going to be Art again, meets his demise at the hands of Hampus, goes down even. I heard the drop, Yuri likely relays it. No, Rez still put 2 on the grave. There's a 3rd as well. Rez knocks all of the FURIA hopes and dreams out of the server with the AK-47. And the Ninjas in pajamas just have to find one more. One more, and we're off into the sweet release of top 8 and playoffs secure. A 2-map spectacle here from the Ninjas in pajamas. Serato understandably pacing himself. He's been tasked with a possible 1v4, and the certainty grows as he opts for a fresh mag, 50 HP, and 4 to find. Time ticks. Ever closer to the Ninjas securing it here in PGL Major Antwerp for 2022. There you have it, the Ninjas in pajamas. A first for Brolin, a first for Tag. It's going to be feeling mighty fine. Threat, DJL, their brains combined with Hampus pulling the strings. Sweden is on the Counter-Strike map again.
Yeah, finally a bit of release of emotion right there. The smiles creep onto the faces, a bit of yell from Brolin there as that final kill came on through, and they are fired up about this one. You can see, just with the way that they're approaching the game, there is a lot of work that has been done here for the Swedes, right? This is fantastic Counter-Strike they're playing. Well regimented, very tidy